What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the Network Ninja channel. I am the host and the creator, the Network Ninja. Appreciate y'all tapping in, my ninjas and ninjettes. Again, this is the channel where I aim to share my knowledge and experience in this IT game with y'all to uplift my community. Hopefully be able to get somebody to pass some certifications or whatever their goals might be, if they just want to learn for fun or whatever the case may be. Appreciate y'all, and I'm just trying to give out this free game, you dig? So today's topic is going to be that brick. Talking about that brick switch. You feel me? That's for anybody that has ever bricked a switch or has ever run into that kind of issue. I felt that this topic was important just to have some kind of resource, just in case you do have some real world experience with a switch and you might accidentally brick it, or you just come across a brick one and you want to probably help somebody out and share this knowledge with them. So let's talk about what I mean when I say brick switch. Basically, the switch has become unusable, meaning that something has become corrupt with the iOS image, so it can't even boot to the image that it needs to run the software that it needs to function and perform as it was designed to do so. This can happen different kind of ways. Your boot variable settings can become misconfigured by a loss of configuration when there was a loss of power to the switch. Or my experience that I want to share with y'all, I had deleted the whole iOS image off of the switch. Mind you, this was a production switch, meaning that this switch was supporting a network that was in production for an enterprise level business. But this method that I'm going to show you guys to recover it is what I use. It does take some time. It takes about a good 45 minutes, but it's better than nothing when you're in a jam and you have bricked the switch and you need to get the iOS image back on there. So a few things that you will need to get this iOS image on there. Number one, you're going to need the image that you deleted, so you need some kind of file for that. Luckily for me, I work for a company that has a partnership with them, or I was working with the company. I guess that it's an enterprise level business that they have relationships with Cisco, and these iOS images somehow are available via download from Cisco's website, just as long as it is, or I guess some of their licensed products that they are providing out there for these customers. So basically, I got the image off their website, and then so you'll need that file, and then after that is just a matter of getting that file onto your local PC or whatever machine that you're going to be using to console into the switch. Because when the switch is bricked, although it doesn't boot to an iOS image, it does boot to, I guess, I don't even know the technical term for it, but it is some type of silly environment that you're able to enter just a certain few commands and stuff to be able to work with the switch, and we'll go over that. We'll go over that when we get to that part of it. Also, other than that, mainly just the PC and the file, and getting that file on the PC so that you can transfer it using the software called HyperTerminal that we'll be using today. It's just some terminal emulation software, meaning that it's software that allows you to console into a Cisco device. So let's jump into that and get started. What I would like to do, let me jump over here to this lab environment. Let me see if y'all can see this right here. So what we're seeing right here is just basically the switch. I'm consoled in, and there's nothing on this switch. This is just a piece of physical equipment that I have that I use to practice on. So if you do a dir, you see a directory right here of all the files that are on the switch. What I'm going to do is delete this file. This file right here should delete the whole image off this and brick this switch. So let's go ahead and do that. Delete. And let me go ahead and I do got it copied over here somewhere. Let me grab that. Whoops. Where is it at? Yeah, I got it right there. So let me paste it. So that's just a switch making sure you want to delete this. So you for sure you want to do this. And I'm like, it asks you again, you sure you want to delete it from the flash memory? I confirm that. Once I do that, whoops, run that command again. As you see, it's not in there. So the changes will take effect at the next reload or reset of the box. We're just gonna reload this box, and come on back when it comes. This is a long, drawn out process, so through the magic of YouTube, sorry about that. We'll be able to go through this part together fairly quickly. Y'all don't have to sit through the reloads and the transferring of this file and all that there. So we'll be back, or I'll pop back in after this stuff comes back up. We'll dive back in. So we back, so let me get out the way actually. Let's jump back over in here. As you can see, the switch prompt has changed. If you can see from before, let me try to scroll up. You have a privilege level right there. Prompt with the pound sign here, colon, boot process failed. As you can see, the system is unable to boot automatically. The boot environment variable needs to be set to a bootable image. So this right here is telling you what the issue is. So how are we going to do that? Well, there's going to be a link in the comments that I'm going to drop to I guess just not a white paper, but a document walkthrough there that has screenshots and everything on this whole process. And what I'm going to do right now is, since it's deleted, you need to get it back on here. I've already downloaded. I got it on my local machine right here. So all we have to do from right here is enter in this command. Oh, actually, sorry. So the first thing after the switch is bricked, what you're going to want to do is set the baud rate. Now the baud rate, and it is case sensitive, and you want to set it to 115200. And all the baud rate is doing basically is just setting the serial connection to a specific speed. 9600, I think it defaults 9600, but I'm setting it to 115200 because that's what this document is saying. It helps speed up the process basically of the communication between the serial connection from this PC that I'm on to the console session of the switch. So after you set the baud rate, I already did it here to 115200. You will have to set it on Hyperterminal as well. When you have Hyperterminal, now Hyperterminal is a free downloadable software that you could just Google and download it for free and figure that out. If you have problems or anything, questions, comments, just drop them in the comment section and I'll get at y'all. But you're going to have a properties similar to this. This is COM3. This is a serial port in your device manager that you're going to be using to connect the console session. You should already know these things if you're getting into networking and if you're viewing this video. But right here, it's grayed out, but you can configure that, and that will be able, that's how you configure a Hyperterminal to match the 115200 baud rate that you set on the brick switch there. All right, so let me back this out. After you set all of that stuff up, the only other thing you want to do is this command right here. I'm going to copy and paste this. So once I enter that command, that's going to tell the switch to use Xmodem, which is the type of transfer you're going to do. This is a serial connection between Hyperterminal and this switch again. And it's telling it to take use Xmodem and copy this image to the flash memory of the Cisco switch. That only takes care of the switch part. You will also need to go to transfer and then send file. Here is where you're going to browse, and I have mine on the desktop right here and this right here. So I'm gonna walk you guys through that. I'm gonna back it out and we're gonna start from here. So again, switch is bricked. We've set the baud rate on both the switch with the set baud rate command, and we have already done this with Hyperterminal by exiting and coming back in and setting up that session again. So here we go. Right here, it's beginning it. So you want to hit send file, like I said, browse to it, desktop. This is my image. I'm gonna open that, and you want to set this drop down menu right here to Xmodem and click send. Right here, you'll start seeing the packets start flowing through. Once you start seeing that, you're cooking with hot grease, as they say. So right now it's just running the transfer. All right, y'all. So we're back, and let's jump right over back to that. Let's jump right over here. Get out the way. So this is what it should look like. Finished product is gonna say it's all successful and everything after all them dots and everything. After it's finished running. So all you're gonna do here is you're gonna enter this command boot flash : and the file name of that file that we deleted or that we actually transferred successfully to the flash memory of the switch. So all you have to do here is it's just telling you to boot to this image. So just hit enter after you put that in there. And right now we just gonna chill, let it boot up. And once it boots up, it should boot to the image that we loaded, and then everything should be complete. So we'll just give it a few seconds to load. It's loading the image, as you can see. But I've done this several times, just practicing in this lab, just deleting it and booting to it just to see if anything's ever change. And it's pretty much the same standard process off that link that I had dropped in the comments. So y'all feeling that and everything? You feel me? Just drop in the comments if this helped you out. If you feel like it's a good resource to you. If you ever get caught in a pinch and you need to put this on there, you could download the file. You could email it to somebody. If you're remote and you're not at the switch, this is what I had to do. I had to email the file with the iOS image to the tech that was on site. And then basically all he did was put it on a USB drive, or I'm sorry, he put it on his local machine. You can put it on a USB drive. If the switch that you had a USB drive, you would just boot to that USB drive. When you wanted to boot it up, you would just boot it up to the USB drive and that iOS image would be on there. But that's another video for another time. But this is if you don't have that option. There is no USB drive. And a lot of these switches, a lot of this infrastructure for these enterprise level businesses, you guys got to remember this. You got to remember that these enterprise level businesses, sometimes they have outdated equipment, end of life equipment even running. I've seen stuff running older than me that was on. I'm talking about big name enterprise businesses. You feel me? So not everybody has the money or the manpower or woman power, what have you, to just redo an entire infrastructure that's been in place. So you might run into a switch where it's still part of the network and functioning and everything, but it just doesn't have a USB drive, and you might accidentally, the image might become corrupt. Anything can happen. We all know that from being in IT with electronics. None of this stuff is absolute science, right? So that's just hopefully what the video did. Let's jump back over to the lab. Looks like it's complete. Let me get back out of y'all way. Let me jump over here. So boom. And look, I'm back at a regular switch prompt enable mode. You feel me? And we're back at the switch prompt. And then the directory, there it is, back in the flash. So that was pretty much everything that I wanted to show y'all. And I hope you guys found some value in it, but stay tuned. You already know I'm coming with more tech tips that I'm gonna drop on y'all. You feel me? And of course, you already know, man. Let me know what's going on. I'm trying to get some subs, grow this community, share my knowledge and experience, give y'all this free game. You understand? And simplify all of that flim flam they be trying to hit us with Cisco. All on the dig, but as I always say at the end, everybody ninja.